All right, Shalom. All glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakapadash, Barakatham. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth, guided by the Spirit of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, teaching the elect. All right, keeping them awoken and giving them integrity to maneuver through these harsh and tedious times. All right, peace and salutations to the elect that do endure and fight and do come to believe in Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai to the very end. All right, this is Yaakov, and I want to make a lesson. That's something that's just been on my mind actually for a few days. Just, using discretion when making judgments. All right. And actually, real quick, the reason why I'm saying this is because when you make a decision, which a judgment we already know is a decision. All right. It's any type of discernment that you make about a decision. And so, when you basically make a calculation of which choice you should make, you're making a judgment. Okay. And that's why, being in this truth. Okay. The saying, knowledge is power. It's a real thing. Okay. And power lifts up a man through all aspects, his mind, physically, spiritually, mentally, and it can cause certain attributes to be acquired while handling that raw spiritual pure power. And so being in this truth, man, when we learn that we get the most pure power ever in existence that can do a few things to a man if he's not careful, all right, if he's not using proper discretion. And so, real quick, let me go ahead and read this in Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter and the 4th verse. It says, he is the rock, his work is perfect. There's only one that is good, which Yahweh said that to the young man in Matthew, the 19th chapter. All right, when that man tried to call Yahweh good, Yahweh said there is only one that is good, because Yahweh is the only one who can actually make perfect decisions without faults, without hiccups, so to speak, and without letting that power get to his head. All right, because he's mastered these things. All right, and first of all, he's the one who created all these things as well. So Yahweh said, the scripture says, he is the rock, his work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment, a power of truth, and without iniquity, just and right is he. Now it goes on to continue to say, they have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation, especially in these times, man, that we live in. Before you came into this truth, before you came into this beautiful understanding, all right, you were living a corrupt and reprobate life, giving yourself over to all types of lusts. So growing up in the faith, it takes time to get rid of all those characteristics. These are things that you've been walking with your whole life. So it takes time to cleanse that out of you. And the only way you can be cleansed is by taking heed to the word, as it says in Psalms, all right? I believe, was it 119 and 8? So that's why I wanted to make this lesson, man. Just, be careful when you're making a judgment, man, because actually really the premise of this was that not every situation you deal with requires a judgment, so to speak. I'm lacking words, but not every situation that you come into contact with, man, is going to require you to evaluate, break it down and, really get deep into it. Like, because I'm going to tell you this, man, I was actually guilty of this just a couple of days ago, man. One of my daughters, man, she was talking to me, and I caught myself trying to find a reason to say something to her instead of listening and just be like, look, it is what it is. This is this, da-da-da. Instead, I found myself trying to be like, oh, okay, there we go. Now I can jump on it and say something and give a good judgment, And that's what I was going to say, man, that, this truth, this wisdom, man, can actually bring in negative attributes to you. All right. Because again, this power is raw. It's pure. It's powerful. All right. And it could lead to arrogance. It could lead to folly. It could lead to pride. And let me go ahead and get it in Proverbs. But pride does what? Proverbs 16:18 says, pride goeth before destruction. And you've seen, the brotherhood has seen plenty of examples of men who came into this thing, man, thinking they were on an all spiritual high and thinking that they were the king of all this and that, and they fell because they were proud with that wisdom. First and foremost, they weren't acknowledging their fallout, but they were also going off in the way they were distributing that judgment and that equity. So again, man, it's just, cause I seen a video, I didn't watch it yet, but the brothers were reposting a video about a lot of you. It said a lot of you are full of, and it had a dookie emoji. But I'm not, really jumping on brother. I'm just saying, just, hey, like the scripture say, evaluate yourself, examine yourself. Again, not every situation that you go to, man, requires, your input. Okay, that just makes you I'll say it just makes you a prick. Again, and like I said, I caught myself doing it, man. And I even cussed myself. I was like, what the fuck, man? Chill out, bro. So let me go ahead and get this, because again, when you make those choices, man, when you make a calculated decision, when you make a decision, all right, you got to be careful on how you distribute that judgment. You got to be careful how you answer, because everything we learn comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and everything that you place judgment on must be from the oracles and laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? So this is Ezekiel 44 and 44 and 23. It says, and they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane. Again, giving that input to a situation, you may see something that's not right. All right. Sometimes, there's a saying with that they have with women, though, or the man and the woman, choose your battles. Now, I know it's a wicked saying because they do that to let the woman talk her shit, but that's really how you want to be in this faith, man. Choose your battles. I was taught that, man. Choose your battles. Not everything requires you to go off, get upset. The scriptures say, man, that surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. We understand that we're in a wicked time, but you're gonna tire yourself out, man, getting like that, man. And again, when we make videos, man, we speak to ourselves first and then to the congregation. So I understand, man, like that shit will tire you out, man. I always wanted it. In fact, I'll go ahead and get it. Let me see if I can't recall the actual chapter, so I'll type it up. Calls for Jericho to help judge. I'll just get that. Shoot. Yeah, Joshua. All right, let me go to get it. Or was it Mo? Yeah, was that? Is this the right one? No. I know that Jericho says something to Moses. I just can't remember the exact chapter. The point is that it'll tie you up. Advises Moses for counsel, I guess. Let's try that. 18. Let's go ahead and try it. Apologies, man. It's been a while since I read this part of Exodus 18. Okay, let's see. All right, well, so yeah, Moses was basically judging all of Israel's situations. All right, it tells you that in Exodus 18, it says, and when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, what is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning until even? So Moses was doing this all day. All right. And it said, and Moses said unto his father-in-law, because the people come unto me to inquire of the Most High. And when they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another. And I do make them know the statutes of the Most High and his laws, which is what we do, right? When we see a situation that's not right, if it requires our input, yeah, we give it, right? So Moses was doing the same thing, except he was doing it all the time, right? It says, and Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. Perfect right there. So Jericho explains, thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee, thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. Now, this was the Lord setting up counsel, all right, and basically a government for Israel. But the point I'm getting at is that when you're always giving your input, man, it can lead to other things. It can cause you to acquire things that you perhaps don't need, shouldn't have, or you shouldn't be with you. All right. And in this particular case, it will wear you out, man. Always giving input, because you ever notice when you give your input, it kind of affects you. It vexes you, like the scriptures say about Lot. Seeing the things he saw, it annoyed the shit out of him. It vexed him. It bothered him. And it's the same way with this, man. It is our job. It is our job to judge the world, right? Like the scriptures say in 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. But we don't need to always give an input, man. The scriptures tell you, man, that the Lord is going to take care of all things in the end. But giving your input to correct, your family, your household, loved ones, yeah, we understand that. But even at that, pace yourself. But it says, thou will surely wear away, both thou and this people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee, thou art not able to perform it to thyself alone. Hearken now to my voice, I will give thee counsel, and the Most High shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to the Most High word, that thou mayest bring the causes unto the Most High. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt shew them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Which, how do we distribute that judgment now? By going out to the highways and byways, making videos, and that's how we teach. Because if you go into everybody, man, and you talking and you just walking with a mindset that it's your job to completely 100% give your input, you're gonna wear away. You may bug out. You more than likely will. It'll lead to arrogance. It'll lead to pride. It'll lead to preeminence. If you're just not careful, and that's really the point of this lesson. Just be careful. All right, especially in these last times, man. We walk as judges, but hey, man, even judges wear down. All right, so that's mainly the point, man, and just be careful. All right, and then let me get this real quick. Proverbs 1:3 says, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. And it's all about equity, man, having a balance. Okay, just be balanced with it. Again, it's just something that was on my mind, man. Okay, just always walk with an examination, like the scriptures tell you. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. All right, Barakathum. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. Honors and blessings to the Akim, the 144,000, the 1/3 that will end up coming to believe on Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai in the very end. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Barakathum. Kwam Yahshai, Shalom.